Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to Breakthrough Astrology, Saturday transits. So every Saturday, we kind of go through the biggest energies of the transits. I know there's a lot of people out there going through the transits on their YouTube station also. And, it's funny because each and every one has a little bit of a different flavor, a little bit more of a different focus, if you will, on really what they cover during their transits. So, even with myself, I like to look at a couple different people's transits to see what they're saying and see their spin on it and their focus for that week is. So it's kind of exciting listening into everybody's transit channels. So boy, we got some great energies that we're going to be working with this week. And I'm going to tell you what, my biggest focus today, I'm going to cover all the planets, but my biggest focus today really is going to be on the Swati Nakshatra, where the Sun and Mercury is playing in right now. That's going to be a really, really big focus for everybody, especially where the bigger planets are at. It's going to really bring out a certain theme and a certain energy that we're going to be dealing with throughout this week. So, and I'll bring up my comments just in case anybody comments. I like to always comment back for them or to the comments. So let's get started, you guys. And thank you for showing up and listening. This is great. I love being here with you guys. I got my coffee ready today and all kinds of stuff. So one thing I wanted to cover just really quick, because Saturn is still in the sign of Capricorn. It's in the nakshatra of Uttarashada. So this really is, again, guys, that we're still have that energy of really building up our seeds that we've been planting. And the reason why I say that, and it is a big emphasis for right now, you guys, don't let this energy go to waste, because Jupiter, that he's really a planet of inspiration, is right behind behind Saturn in Uttarashada. So this is really good inspiration. He's really strong where he's at in being inspired to plant new seeds. And then Saturn's like, okay, yeah, and let's build up those new seeds that Saturn's giving us. So this really is a good energy. And I know I've said this, every week, because I really want to let you guys know it's not too late to plant your new seeds. and to really start growing them and watering them and nurturing them, okay, for something that's long term. So now on the government side, if you will, this isn't this is really a energy that's going to bring up some untruths. So the lies and the deceit that has been happening in regards to even people's, what people thought they believed in, and what the government really has been doing. I'm not talking globally. I'm not picking on any one specific government. Global, their lies and deceit, and if any organizations being corrupt, it's all going to come out. Okay, Pluto is sitting there right in between Jupiter and Saturn, you guys. Pluto has got this energy. One of the things that Pluto brings into people's lives, and I know the Pluto energy very intimately, all right? So I know what kind of energy and what this can bring into somebody's life. But we're talking about really seedy type of manipulation and domination. It is, I know that, in tropical, we're talking, they put him as a ruler, Pluto as a ruler of Scorpio. But I think Pluto, not necessarily being the ruler of Scorpio, but it's even deeper and darker than what a Scorpio can, world can be and get to. So that's the kind of Pluto energy that's coming up, and like all these pedophile rings that are being shown, right? That is so Pluto, you guys. My goodness gracious, Pluto is like dumping all of this up because he's been between Jupiter and Saturn for quite a long time now. Now, also though, with all of this corruption coming up, we've got Rahu and Ketu in Taurus and Scorpio. And I tell you what, this is a really good sign for both of these guys. One, that Taurus is that fixed earthy sign, and it brings stability to Rahu's busyness, because Rahu is wanting to, to fulfill those desires and to go after what he wants. And and being in Migashira, this really is about, you see a lot of research analysts here. You see a lot of people or doctors that will research new medications, doing all their scientific research to bring out healing elixirs to the world. So, Rahu being in Taurus though, and in the sign of Migashira, is actually a good energy. Now, I know we can get overly desirable and maybe go the wrong way, but really that's what it's all about, being self-aware. And then of course, K2 being in Jayastha, and K2 really wants us to just let go of our ego and just let it go. Let go of the results, you guys. Let go of the control. Do your best. Stay focused on what you're doing. Do your best. Let go of the ego, and you'll be amazed what kind of results that you can get into your life at this time. I tell you, when we learn to let go of control, there is a healing presence also in that. Okay, but K2 also just wants us to get down to the root of the problem. Great time again to, of course, meditate. Now, Mars is, of course, still in the sign of Ravati, and Ravati is a really, very, very healing nakshatra. And I got a little bit more about Ravati down here, so hold on. Yes, so Ravati, is really about bringing in that stability, spirituality. It's about bringing in actually all three: your spirituality, your emotional healing, also physical healing. So everything. And so it brings in that total type of healing and progress into your life, and that stability. So, Ravati really is about us needing to let go and being forgiving, being kind, being compassionate. And Mars is here, and Mars is all about right and wrong action. So he's kind of flavoring now with a little bit of us really needing to make that decision whether we're going to do the right or wrong actions, and some things may be revisited because Mars being retrograde in regards to situations, events, or circumstances that come back into our life that we thought we dealt with and we didn't. And Mars is like, are you going to do the right action or are you going to do the wrong action? And he's really wanting us to take action that is going to lead us to our higher beliefs, to our values, right? So we're going to be tested a little bit on this, or a time to really strengthen that up and really have that resolve on what way we're going to go and the decisions that we're going to act upon. So Mars is a planet of action, you guys. So what's next? Okay, so here's really what I want to dive into a little bit more today, because after all I just got done talking about and revisiting, those outer planets, we've got the Sun and Mercury conjunct 3 degrees. And I got Facebook user Venus in Virgo aspected by Rahu Mars, both whereas is Mula Tricona sign is afflicted, but both Mars and Saturn. What I will suggest Librans. So I didn't quite catch out. Hold on. Let me put this up here. So I have a comment. Let me see if I can decipher what you guys are saying. You have Venus in Virgo. I'm hoping that's what you're saying, that your Venus is in Virgo, aspected by Rahu and Mars. Actually, that's the current transits right now. Venus just went into Virgo. And it is being aspected opposition of Mars. And what I will suggest, Librans. So if you can maybe make that a little bit more clear for me. I'm not sure exactly what your question is on that, and I do want to bring that up and answer it. So maybe if you can just kind of write that in, and please let me know who's asking that question. You just need to give StreamYard permission, you guys. If you're in Facebook, you give StreamYard permission for me to see your name. That would be wonderful. So then I can really have more of a conversation with you. So no, in natal, my Venus in Leo in transit is in Virgo. Yes, Venus is in Virgo right now, and I haven't quite got to that. So I'm going to go into the Sun and Mercury right now, and I am going to be covering Venus right afterwards. I promise you, I'm not skipping Venus, all right? Because Venus is part of this really, this good energy that's happening right now. So we've got Sun and Mercury coming into conjunct. Now, here's something really, really significant at this time. This is amazing that they are 3 degrees apart today, by the way. They are 3 degrees apart. Pluto and Saturn are exactly 3 degrees apart. And Jupiter and Pluto are exactly 3 degrees apart today. And there's a reason why I'm saying that. The number 3 is ruled by Mars. All right. This really is right and wrong and taking that action upon right and wrong. Two things coming together. Is this going to be a fight? Is this okay? Do we need to go into, is this fight or flight mode? So we have an intense energy today and tomorrow, really in regards to taking action on something in our life. And it's amazing when I see these 3 degrees coming into play with several of our planets on the same day. That's amazing, you guys. So I just wanted to, bring that into awareness that a lot of people are going to be called into action. And we're going to have to make a decision and take action on something that's going to be happening in our life in the next couple of days. So really look out for that. And this is even going to be more flavored because we've got Sun and Mercury, which are 3 degrees apart in the sign of Swati, you guys. And, Swati is all about striving for strength and independence. It is a nakshatra that is ruled by Rahu. Rahu is known as, being the outcast, if you will, being deemed unworthy, which he's not unworthy. He's actually very, very valuable planet or energy in our charts, in everybody's chart, right? but you may, find yourself maybe even traveling or touring something. But also, one of the big themes here is about fluctuating some partnerships. So that number three that I just mentioned coming into play, I really think that you guys are going to have to make a decision, or even me, everybody, a decision in regards to a partnership. Either it be romantic or it be professional in business. But something is going to happen that is going to give you flags, whether to this is something that's good or this is something that's not good, but you're going to have to take action. You're going to have to be decisive, right? This star is all about you not going and asking other people's opinions. This is about you being self-aware and knowing where you're going, what is your focus and what is your goals. And the Sun and Mercury right now in Swati, in the sign of Libra, really is the biggest energy right now, is teaching us to stay focused and not be scattered with the wind. Because this really can happen in this nakshatra. So it really is about, being independent. That means independent of the crowd, right? And it does have an outcast kind of flavor, because if you're not going with the crowd, then they deem you an outcast. And yeah, I tell you what, most crowds, 99.9% of them, you don't want to be in. You want to be that outcast, right? You want to be deemed unworthy by them because you're going somewhere far greater than the crowds. So we want to be adaptable, but we want to be careful that, yes, we're being adaptable because things are going to be called into our life that we need to be adaptable in. But at the same time, we just don't want to sway whichever way the wind is blowing or the crowd is going, right? This star can also bring in some great persuaders, people coming in with their fancy speeches and persuading you to do something that they feel that is valuable. And you got to remember, when you're listening to people talk, they have an agenda. Okay, so be careful who you're listening. Be careful who you're listening to and what speeches you're listening to, and what crowd. Is their agenda really your agenda? Does it really align with your values? This is a time to really come in with that strength and be there for yourself, and don't just go wherever the wind's blowing you. So know yourself and stand strong in your beliefs. So, and I have to tell you, salespeople, have this nakshatra strong in their charts. I just had to mention that real quick. So, but here we really are, guys, learning to take a stance and being decisive in our actions. And learning to take action when action is called for. So quit procrastinating and quit being indecisive. This is not the time to procrastinate. This energy really does bring in socializing and learning about diplomacy. So you guys, you're going to have really good chances of learning how to be diplomatic in business or even personal relationships. This is that chance to bring in that diplomacy. So maybe there's some disagreement. Maybe there is definitely some things that are not incongruent in a relationship, and you need to work that out. How can you be diplomatic in the way that you are bringing out that conversation and having it with the other person? So this energy is really calling standing firm in your values, standing firm in your beliefs. You know where you're going, but at the same time, being diplomatic about it, right? So not everything is called for a huge argument and a fight or saying things in a nasty way. That's just not necessary sometimes. A lot of times it's just not. So really having that controlled communication. What else? Civilized behavior. See this. Oh, now this energy can really bring in overindulgence and a lack of morality. So you guys just kind of, it's that Rahu. Rahu will do that. Rahu, is that snake with no body, right? It's just the snake head. So he's got that never ending desire, that never ending hunger. So once we get wrapped up and we're going for something, we want more and we want more and we want more of it, right? So we're really going to feel that energy coming on. So that's going to be something that we need to watch out for. And again, take decisive action, know where you're going, stay focused, and we can control those desires, right? This is, you guys, this is one of the things that Mars in the seventh house, excuse me, in Pisces is all about. It's bringing in and doing that major healing, okay? For that major healing spiritually, mentally and emotionally and physically, right? So use that energy with where the Mars placement is at, and go into that meditation and stay focused and really just be focused on what you're doing and what you're deciding to do out there in the world. So we're really busy at that time. Mercury and Sun. I know that I've been extremely busy with this conjunction. Oh my goodness. And I had to take a step back and really, refocus myself on where I'm going. So we really are going to want that desire to move around and be free. So anything that's going to go up against us, you guys, that is going to cause us to feel restricted, we're going to rebel against it. Watch out for the rebellious energies that's coming up in you, and not just in you, but in society. So what else? There's going to be a general frustration and a rebel against authority figures at this time. You can't, it's kind of like, you can't control me, I'm free and I'm going to do what I want to do. That's kind of sounds like a teenager. So, but really that's the general feel of it. But, really think things through. And be diplomatic in the way that you are having conversations. And don't get wrapped up in this crowd's angry right now because they're feeling restricted and they're going to be mad and they're going to go do this, right? And just be angry. Don't get wrapped up in crowds like that. Don't get memorized by people's speeches, and where they want you to go for, because that's what they feel is right. That's the huge flavor of this week that's coming up. You guys really watch out for this. Stay focused on your own values and your life. Be really careful about being persuaded down a different road, because really Libra is all about, the sun in Libra is about us needing to define ourselves, right? And listening to ourselves and not others. This energy, and I explained this last week, this energy is still happening. And it's even more so this coming week or two. So stand strong in yourself and really define yourself. You are not others. You are you. Others are not you. So be really, really careful about that. So let me see. Mercury, of course, Mercury's in there. Mercury is so busy in the sign of Swati, right? He's all over the place right now. He's retrograde. So it is going to bring up things that we've already communicated. Maybe, we're having to revise and relook at a couple of things, but definitely it's going to be around our own empowerment, right? And having those conversations again, staying empowered in your conversations. So, I got some more Facebook users coming in. I'm going to get to you guys here in just a moment. But if you please click on the link where it's to give StreamYard your permission so I can see your name. So I know who is commenting. Otherwise, I don't know who's commenting, you guys. But somebody just came in and says, hi, how are you? And I do have another Facebook user that came in just 4 minutes before. and somebody wrote in something fairly long. So let me get through the transits before I actually get to that long comment, but I will be swinging back and getting to that. I just kind of wanted to get through the transits here really, really quick, and I'll get to your guys' comments. So, but again, um, going back to Mercury. So Mercury is just so busy, you guys, in the sign of Libra because it's a busy planet. It does want to communicate. He does want to have fun. He wants to gather up information. He wants to talk to everybody, right? So I'm sure you have found themes in that. But in that theme, also, I am sure that you have run into problems where you're really having to communicate in a very decisive and efficient manner. Really hold your ground and be strong in your demeanor and the way that you communicate. Communicate very strongly with authority, and not to dominate, but more so that to let people know that they're not allowed to run you over. They're not allowed to cross your boundaries. They're not allowed to disrespect you. And so these themes are still coming up. And I know I said this last week, and I'm saying it again this week because this energy has just picked up a couple of notches. And it's still, throughout the week, it's going to be very, very strong. It's going to be very prominent in our life and in everything that we're dealing with in our life. So now also Venus though is having direct communication. She's on the phone with Mercury, because we got Mercury in her sign and we got Venus in Virgo in the Mercury sign. Okay, so these guys are on the phone. They're talking to each other. So how wonderful is that? And that really helps these planets to function in a more stable way, because it's basically if you have a friend who is staying in your house and you're staying in your friend's house, there is this sense of communication and respect for each other's homes, right? So Venus is wanting to make sure that Mercury has everything he needs. Mercury is wanting to make sure that Venus has everything she needs. You guys are sharing each other's house. So if Mercury is doing Venus good and Venus is doing Mercury good, then we got that's the kind of a great, relationship going on. So that is the energy when planets share houses. I just kind of wanted to give an example of that type of energy and how it feels. And so Venus, now it being in Mercury, she can have a tendency to be very nitpicky. She can be very critical at times. She wants everything high quality. So she can go overboard a little bit and end up not getting nothing done because it's never beautiful enough. It's just not enough. Or we can also get in a flavor, of course, depending on your chart, where maybe your partners and your partner's personal or business are not thinking, or you're not feeling like you're good enough, right? Maybe they're doing things or saying things that make you feel less than. So it can go either way, depending upon your chart. So, but with Mercury standing in the Venus house, there's going to be some communication where you're going to be more out to communicate to your partners, to your business partners, in regards to how you're feeling. This is not making me happy. This is making me happy, right? But then that's where the sun's going to flavor it. The sun's asking you not to bend on your values. Do not bend on your beliefs. Stay strong in those type of communications and come out, with something that is good for everybody, something with equality, something, again, diplomacy coming out in that type of energy. I just need to take a quick drink of my coffee, you guys. I've been talking so much this week. I feel like I'm losing my voice, and I have recordings I still got to do and content that people are waiting for that I need to get out, which of course calls for a lot of talking. Oh my goodness, that feels good on my throat. Okay. So, but yeah, Venus is just now she's 1 degree in Uttara Falguni. So she is actually 2 degrees away from my natal sun. How fun is that? But she's wanting to perfect things. So I see you guys taking this energy instead of being overly critical. Take it, make it the best, but don't be perfect. Oh, I got somebody here. Welcome. I'm sorry if I I apologize. My internet, I've been having a lot of internet issues, you guys. So I apologize if I flicker off and on every once in a while. There's right now, it's out of my control and there's nothing I can do about it. But I was just saying hi to Sudarshan and Buddha, and I hope I pronounced your name right. I'll put you up here. Um, um, Bhupendra Modi, and maybe we'll have to have a conversation so I can pronounce your name correct on my other videos. So, and this is my good friend Sudarshan. So, thank you so much for joining. So, and I was talking a little bit about the Venus energy, you guys, being in Uttara Falguni. And as I said, she can be overcritical and she can be a bit nitpicky, but I say that we should take these specific energies, you guys, and just refine our work, refine our relationships and what we're giving out to the world, but not necessarily, don't bring it to perfection, but but do bring out something higher quality. Okay, so here is something, there's a reason why I'm saying this, actually, and let me explain to you why I'm saying this. These are energies. When I bring out something, it's because very strongly, it's because these specific energies I have ran into. And one thing that we need not to forget today, we are so fast service. It just seems like the McDonald's, Burger King, fast food restaurant mentality is still out there. So I'm going to let you guys know, don't have that mentality. People deserve better than that from you. And I had somebody tell me to just put my whole life out online and just go live, right? And that's such a fast food mentality. That's not high quality. When you're going to give somebody value, give them value. Give them all that you got. No, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm not telling you guys to make it perfect, but make it valuable. Make it something that they want to see, right? I am creating some beautiful videos that I'm putting out. I'm recreating videos, recreating actually my first course. So it's more appealing to somebody. Not that the content necessarily is going to change, but the format of it is going to change. So I'm doing a lot of re-looking at things to bring things up to a higher quality, a higher standard for you guys, right? Because Venus is not just about value to us, it's about value to other people also. And if we're not giving other people the best that we've got, then what are we doing? How are we creating value in their life? If I'm not creating content that you guys want to look at, you guys want to see, like, my gosh, just I can't take my eyes off this video, and the content is good and it's beautiful. Well, then what are we doing, you guys? So, and it just seems that this mentality is running around. So Venus is asking us in the sign of Virgo right now. She's going to be there for a little bit. Take this energy and upgrade, level up. That's my coursework, by the way. It's the leveling up program. It's all about leveling up. It's not about what value, am I getting out of it, and I'm just gonna, open my mouth and spill out anything and they're just going to, like it. No, we need to present it in a beautiful way. We need to present it in a high quality way so they know that we care about them and they know that we care about our work and what we're putting out to society. We need to get out of this fast food restaurant type of mentality. Don't do that. Stand your ground. Um, Okay, so I am going to the current transiting position helping me opening up my mind to the future career option in research work. I love it. Yes, this is a beautiful way to use this. This is exciting to read. As Swati is my ascendant, oh, beautiful. Nakshatra 19 degree, Pisces Navamsha. Natal Rahu in Pisces where Mars is transiting. Natal Sun. I'm not sure what the merge up Venus, but all in Leo sign. Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, all in Leo sign. Sorry about that. Okay, my goodness, what a beautiful conjunction there. And Purva Falguni, I absolutely love it. Currently in Sun Mahadasha, Venus Antardasha. So wow, you got that Leo house all lit up. So those planets are going to serve you really well. And then your Venus, which now Libra, your house of Libra and Taurus is all lit up. So these are huge things for you. This is wonderful. And yeah, you're going to be, these transits are perfect. And I don't know who I'm talking with for this, but these transits are going to manifest major change definitely in your life because of your Mahadasha periods and that these specific houses are lit up, right? So, you guys, we're all going to feel these energies in our life. But I tell you what, when we're running the Mahadasha or the Antardasha, this is like beautiful. It's so exciting because this is when you can really take these energies and it's not like, oh no, these are no bad energies. No, every energy, every aspect has a potential to bring great change in your life if you are self-aware, if you have that awareness and you just take it and you propel it. So, just because maybe somebody else is having a bad time doesn't mean that you're going to have a bad time. And, with this person having a Libra rising, how beautiful is that? Venus is a very, very, very positive planet for you. So this is just a great transformation time for you that is going to change who you are as a person and how you actually do things and bring things out in the world. I love it. So astrology is assured of recognition from psychology without further restrictions because astrology represents the summation of all the psychological knowledge of antiquity. Right. And when we are reading somebody's personal chart and astrology chart, it's not about fate. It is not about telling somebody they're fated. It's about picking out the areas at that time that the dasha period that they're running in, there's some hurt, there's some sore spots there that need healing. And I use pranic healing and meditation in my coursework because I do not believe that any one person is doomed or fated to one specific energy. It's about recognizing those energies in our charts and going in and cleaning them up. That's what's so important about meditation. What do you think meditation is about, right? Meditation and really connecting with your higher self, getting connected with the universe, getting connected with your third eye, your anja, cleaning out those chakras, that prana, healing, breath, really, really important. There's a reason why Saturn is it does so well in the sign of Libra, you guys. And Saturn is all about breath and slowing down our breath, taking those deep breaths, deep controlled breaths, not erratic breaths, right? So Saturn is exalted. The exalted point is in the sign of Swati in the Libra, the zodiac sign. And again, windy breath. So I love that. Thank you so much. And you put something else up here. On the one hand, you have a wonderfully caring magnetic personality that draw people in close. On the other hand, you come across as standoffish, even reclusive. While both personalities are in fact who you are at any one moment, which side you show to the world depends on who you are with and the circumstances you are in. Yes, that's so true. And again, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. That's absolutely beautiful. And a lot of people who do astrology don't realize that how heavy and deep that we really can get into the psychological warfare of somebody. And amazing that you mentioned that. That everybody has two sides to themselves, and this is really about being congruent. And what I mean by that is that we are living what we believe, and we are living our values behind doors and out in public. But I haven't even hit the moon nakshatras yet. So, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry about that, you guys. October. Okay, there we go. So the moon, I'm going to kind of skip ahead, and I think it was, okay, so let's start with Shravana. And the moon is actually on my moon in Rahu today. And so, because it's going to bring about what Buddha Pindar was talking about in being having that magnetic personality, but at the same time, having two, I guess, different sides to yourself. One that you show to people, and one do you show that you don't show to people. And we can, if we're not totally self-aware, and if we're not really living our values, our beliefs, and standing strong in who we really are, we can end up becoming two different people. One with somebody else, and another thing with somebody else. It's not, we can take on different roles in life. We can do different things, but still be the same person and stand strong in what we're doing. If you're happy with this person, or around this crowd, you should be happy around this other person, or around the other crowd. But let's get into the moon so we can dive a little bit more into the psychological part of all this. So the moon today, it's in the nakshatra. It's in Capricorn, not the nakshatra is Sarvana. And it's all about hearing God's virtues, the preserver, the three legs limp, and limping. It also has, like hearing aids or prosthetic limbs, about helping somebody walk. But this is really on a more spiritual side, more of a psychological side. It's really about getting down to where we're quiet and we're still and we're listening and hearing our inner voice, our higher soul. We're hearing the universe. We're hearing the truth. And I know all about this nakshatra very strong because I've had my hardships with it. I'll let you know right now. And I cannot tell you how many lies people say and manipulation where I just wasn't, you guys, able to tell between a lie and a truth for a long time. And it wasn't until I was able to get into a place of stillness and get away from everybody that I was able now to really start hearing the truth, hearing God's virtues. And it's all about preserving, right? Doing the right thing, preserving that future, or our virtues, and not falling astray where we can end up being crippled down the road. So it has more than just about a physical disability, but we're also talking about a psychological disability. Sun and Dhanishtha, that's happening tomorrow. This is a very desirous type of energy. We're going to have a desire. And, this nakshatra wants us to move. This is, again, about movement, moving to the sound, like a drum, if you will, right? An eardrum or a drummer, but this is all about what we're hearing, right? Taking that, we're hearing the truth out of the Shravana nakshatra or energy, and now we're moving it into action. We're making sound from it, creating. So this is, a really good nakshatra if we don't let our desires take us away down a unvirtuous act, because we just feel like we're just never satisfied. But this energy is a great energy to produce things that take dexterity and attention to detail. So, and I'll have to tell you one, it was Marilyn Monroe had a prominent planet here, and she sure did really play bolus, because she was never satisfied. She was never fulfilled. She was so beautiful. And yeah, she had a ton of Scorpio energy happening, but she really was had that attention to it, especially with her looks and what she was doing to that detail. So, but it really can leave us with an empty feeling, because our desire can really take us away, and then it ends up causing problems in relationships, if you will. Then the moon on the 26th on Monday is going into Shadabisha. This is all about, healing the impossible. It's the nakshatra of the 100 healers. So this is all about, really being able to heal us and how we're feeling psychologically. But we may get circumstances and events that day in our life that could be inner visions. Kind of like a lightning strike. It's like, oh my gosh, I just had an epiphany, if you will. But at the same time, we're also, maybe dealing with hard to tell diseases, maybe something like, cancer or mental illness or alcohol, maybe even a sexual experiences, people who are addicted to sex, any type of those hard to kill addictions, and what we also would call a disease, really comes from this nakshatra. So this is really about healing, healing, healing. So don't be shocked if we see a lot of this in the news, out in social media, but maybe even run to it in one way, form, or shape during that day. And that's on Monday. So just kind of look out, and look out for those sudden lightning strikes of inner visions, right? Some of us could be getting that also. And all the outer planets are primed to support this. So that's all I got to say on that one. Now let's go into Tuesday, the day that's ruled by Mars. It's Purva Pada. And this is all about feeling like that warrior, right? But now here's the two sides to Purva Pada. And this is, kind of what was, this nakshatra gets kind of a feel of somebody that could be two-faced. But there's always two sides to the coin, right? So let me put it this way. If you're a warrior and you're going to go and you're going to battle a village to take over that village, city, state, or whatever, how many people have to die? How much are you going to lose during that war to fight? And even if you come out the winner, what was lost? So this is really a double-edged sword. With everything, if you do something, you give up something. If you give up something, then you gain something, right? Choose your battles. Choose what way you're going to go, and really, watch out for people who are saying one thing to your face and maybe doing another thing. But this is all about that person, also being able to see the past and present all at the same time. Really intense energy, you guys, especially if you got some prominent planets here. Very intense nakshatra. Thursday, oh, that was Purva, excuse me. Okay, Wednesday, Mercury day, Uttarabhadra. All actions have consequences. So remember, I was just talking about bhuva pada pada. There's two sides to the coin here. So now you made a decision. You decided to attack, or maybe you decided not to attack. Let's just put it that way, right? Now you've made a decision. Now you're going to have the consequences of that action coming down. And there's actually a season or a rhythm to these nakshatras and how they're laid out. So Uttarapada Pada is just, this is when we're going to get our consequences of our actions. And it doesn't mean that it's bad. It can be very fruitful consequence. But also we're going to have where we're wanting to stand up for the underdog. But we also, if we get into a situation like that, we also need to have the insight when to remove ourselves from a difficult situation. So, make sure that, when you're making decisions, you know the consequences, that you are willing to pay the consequences or receive them, either or. And also, even though you may have taken action and you're like, oh, this is getting more difficult, or this, I just wasn't expecting this, then know when to remove yourself from the situation. Okay. Lessons learned and walk away. Don't get caught up in useless arguments that day. This is Wednesday. Don't get caught up in useless arguments. You guys only have so much energy in one day. Don't get caught. So reserve it for something that counts. Reserve it for something that is going to propel you towards your goals. Arguing with somebody, it just drains your energy. It clogs up all your chakras. It's just not good. So know that your words have power. Everybody's words have power. What you speak out will come true. When you speak, you're speaking your thoughts. This is why your thoughts are so important. They really do have power, you guys. So watch what you're thinking and speaking. Whatever you speak out comes true. So be mindful. Speak the truth. Speak stuff that is valuable, that will come out to a positive outcome for you and other people. Just be truthful, but be valuable, be optimistic. Speak good things. Speak good things for other people and speak good things for you. Okay. Also, watch out for things on Wednesday about overanalyzing people or situations. Some things can be simplistic. They don't have to be complicated. So sometimes I don't, sometimes I get people ask me, why are you happy? Well, it's just really simple. Actually, I don't have to have a reason. I'm just happy. Right? But they want to analyze and dissect, why in the world am I happy? Well, it's just because I am happy, you guys. I'm just happy pretty much 99% of the time. I just am, and I don't have a reason. So, and sometimes I have to tell you, it's really turned off people, especially if they're not morning people. I wake up happy every morning, and I get as lashed at for that. So don't overanalyze situations. Don't overanalyze what's going on. Some things are just simple. If let's say if somebody did something bad in your eyes, and maybe they stole a brownie or something, or just something stupid like that. But what I'm getting at is, don't try to dissect it and overanalyze the situation. The person wanted the brownie for one reason or another. They wanted the brownie. Maybe they were hungry. Maybe they had a sweet tooth and they were broke. Period. End. The end of it. Don't overanalyze it. Maybe somebody lied to you over a situation. Okay, that's fine. They lied to you. Drop it, let it go. Don't get into a useless argument, and don't overanalyze it. It's not worth your time or your energy. So Thursday, you guys, we're going into this sign or nakshatra Ravati. How awesome is that? Ravati is in the sign of Pisces, and Thursday is Jupiter Day. So this is all about stability, spirituality, and being there physically and emotionally. So it's healing on all three levels. We do have Mars retrograde, and I kind of already mentioned this, but this is all really about having a foundation for you to grow and bring stability into the world or your life. And Mars is wanting you to take action, and this is why people are angry. And I know you guys have heard other people speaking about the Mars being retrograde and in the sign of Pisces and the anger, but this is where the anger is going to come from. Remember where Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn is at? And they're dredging up all these lies and ill deeds that's been happening in our governments. And the governments is what runs our country, our world. Actually, every country, every state, has their own type of government. And when those government heads are doing things that are not correct and are ill, or have ill deeds and are corrupt, we feel our own stability crumble down in front of us. And that's a scary, that puts us into a survival mode. And Mars wants to fight for our life. Remember, Mars is all about action, right or wrong. Do I need to kill? Or are we safe? Is this right or is this wrong? That's the only thing Mars does. That's what Mars is for, and he wants to make sure that we're acting on our own values, on our own beliefs, right? Our actions need to be congruent with us at all times. So this is why Mars is a little bit right now angry in our body. And this is why I've been saying this could outbreak to a war in some countries upon the societies and against the government, because they're feeling their stability and their foundations being broke. It's got big, huge holes or cracks in it. This, Mars is wanting to fight for our life. So that's kind of what's going on. The moon's going to be joining here today. Today's going to be a little bit of an uncomfortable day. It's going to put us in that flight or fight mode. Are we safe? Is this right? Is this wrong? What do we need to do? And Rabadi, this is that nakshatra that's really wanting us to grow so that we're stable on all three levels, that we are stable spiritually, emotionally, mentally, if you will, and also physically and in our body, to really be congruent and align ourselves up. So no matter what's going on with the government, no matter what's maybe going on with the world, that we are stable and that we are strong. So this is really what Thursday is going to be all about, you guys. And so just be aware of your emotions and things that are going around. And, if all else fails, you guys, go meditate. So you may want to really go into a little bit of isolation on Thursday. Watch out for that, where you don't want to be around the world. You don't want to be around anybody. You want to be by yourself. And the drama, want to be away from the drama of living and the world around you. Because just taking yourself away from the drama can definitely bring stability into your life. But you're really going to want to connect with the universe and create a sense of stability for you, your loved ones, and your family. And this is what Mars and this is what the moon is going to be calling for. It's just not going to be a comfortable energy. Just watch out for some things that are going to create a feeling of instability in you that may cause some anger or a fight and flight mode within you. Just don't go out to war. We need to learn in this nakshatra. This is all about compassion, forgiveness, kindness, letting go of grudges and resentments. Ultimately, that's what we're supposed to learn in Rabadi, okay? That is really when we end up coming to a place of compassion, forgiving, and forgiveness and being kind, and we really do let go of all these other harsh, ugly energies in our body, we will calm down. We will get a sense of stillness and peace, and we will feel stable. we will feel that we are safe and we're okay no matter what may be going on out in the outside world. Last but not least, you guys, Ashvini, the moon on Friday, is going into Ashvini. And Ashvini, of course, is ruled by Ketu. But it is in the sign of Aries, which is ruled by Mars. This is the Kumar twins, gods of medicine. But however, if you know the story, there's a little bit more going on here. So this star can be very give us a very impulsive type of energy, impulsive desires, where we act without thinking. K2, headless snake. So, and wanting to be immortal, if you will, wanting to go above and beyond, even though we're not supposed to, and being deceitful. So watch out for things of deceit today, on Friday. People being deceitful to get what they want, and being, kind of impulsive in their actions. But also, don't forget also, though, Ashvini, on the other hand, is a really great energy to be able to heal. So I would say it's healing. You got the moon going from your body into Ashvini. What a beautiful time to maybe just take those 2 days, take it off if you can, but take at least an hour out of each day and do some heavy meditation and heavy self-healing. What a great way to use those energies. Then you won't be caught up in the drama. So, all right, let me see. I did have one other comment for Libra Lagna. Do you think, I'm not sure what that word is, I apologize, between Lagna Lord and 12th Lord, Bacchus Lord and Sun Lagna will be good? For Libra Lagna, do you think, Vartana. I apologize. I'm not sure what that word is between the Lagna Lord and the 12th Lord. I will get back to you on that, because I'm going to have to ask you to be a little bit more explanatory on what you're asking on that. But thank you for commenting, and I definitely will get back with you, and I can't wait to see who wrote this in. I don't know who they are. It just says Facebook user. So anyways, I am really losing my voice, you guys. We've been on for an hour. Just have a beautiful weekend. I will be back on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time for education on child abuse and adults that have come out of child abuse and integrating themselves into society. What does that look like? Wednesday, I'll be on for Mercury Wednesday. So at 1 p.m. Eastern. Now, Thursdays, I do have a special coming on Thursday for the special new moon on Expat Radio. You guys, 1 p.m. Eastern, make sure you catch that. The link is on my website, breakthroughastrology.com. And then I will do one more Venus Friday next Friday, and I think that I may be dropping the Venus Fridays, and I'm definitely losing my voice. So you guys have a beautiful Saturday. Namaste, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Be sure to tune in to learn about child abuse and what it looks like, and what it looks like for adults who have been abused. Okay, really important subject, and that needs to be brought out a lot more. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure how to speak your name. But hi, I'm so glad that you showed up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. This is kind of caught the end of my broadcasting, but I'll be back next Saturday. But I do have something coming up on Tuesday. So, and I will post my schedule in my website by the end of Sunday. My schedule for my website will be up, and that's breakthroughastrology.com. So you guys come on over to the website to see where I'm going to be at, where I'm going to be speaking at, and what I'm going to be speaking on. I only do transits once a week, but I do cover a variety of topics. And I don't want you guys to miss anything. This is just one of them that I do. So namaste, you guys, and have a great week. Oh, and be sure to go to my YouTube channel and hit subscribe, so then I can build that YouTube channel up and I will be able to create a lot more and create my own domain for it and all that good stuff. Thank you. Namaste.